Okay, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're kind of getting to the end of the chapter. And that means that we're going to have a test at some point. Also, we have a quiz tomorrow. If you take a look at your stamp sheet, you'll notice that we have a quiz tomorrow. I will go over the quiz topics later in the period, make sure that you're all situated for that. But on your chapter test, there are sequences again. So we need to go over them because we haven't talked about them since before break. I think it was December. Okay, so let's see what you guys remember from before break. I'm sure some of it's in there. I'm sure some of it's in there. Okay. Number 19. First, find the common difference. That's D. What's another word for the common difference? I'm looking for two words. Either one. Common difference. Yes, Jules? Julie? The what? Mm-mm. Oh, but hold that thought on the next one. What? Mm-mm. One of them starts with a G. It's just one word. Yes. Okay, that's you guys are amazing. You're throwing out all kinds of wonderful math vocab at me, which I love. I'm looking for the word growth. The common difference is the growth. Okay. In your defense, this is the first time this year we've talked about it. Get my year joke? Okay. So what is the growth in this problem? 100. Perfect. Okay. Now, one of the other amazingly wonderful vocab words that you threw out there during that time was term zero, which is necessary. Okay, this is kind of hard though. You're at 2 and you're going to go down 100. Negative 98. Excellent job. Dusting off the cobwebs on this. Okay, so T of n equals 100 and minus 98. Yeah, it's coming back. Okay. Now it says find the common difference, the term named in the problem, the explicit formula, and the recursive formula. So I did the common difference and the explicit so far. Now we're going to do the term named in the problem, or it's 40 right here. So we're going to plug in 40. I think in my case of the Mondays, I might need a calculator for this. Minus 98. My mental math master over there. I did the wrong thing. I did 400 instead of 40. Because I was so impressed with Kunor, I could not actually. There we go, 3902. Okay, now here's the next big question. What do I do for recursive? Does anybody remember how recursive starts? Ooh, you're so close. There's stuff. There's stuff. Okay. Okay, this is the second line. He's doing it though. It's in your brain. I'm super impressed. Term one actually is what you start with on the top. So term one in this case is 2, first number. T of n, and then you put, yes, D over here. So this one is going up by 100. Great job. That's impressive. Okay, last bit on this problem is 1002 a term of the sequence. So we're going to take 1002 and plug it in for T of n in the explicit. Okay, so let's interpret our solution into sentence. So I know you know this. I got 11, n equals 11. I know you know this. Is it a term? You want to phone the rules next to you? Yes, okay. It is a term because it's a whole number and it told you that it's the 11th term in this figure. So you need it to come out to be a positive whole number. You guys remember on the final exam, there was a problem where I tried to trick you? Yeah. And it asked if it was a term, but it was lower than the actual sequence. Yeah, I was terrible. Do you remember that one? You were so sick. You were so sick. Yeah. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do number 21, and then we get to put sequences aside for the day, which is great. And then I'll give you our class agenda. It's gonna be awesome. I have a joke. It's about toasters. Okay, find the common ratio, the term named in the problem, the explicit, recursive, and three terms. So this one is geometric, which means it's multiplication. So I'm going to go back to what Dylan said a minute ago. So we have R equals, R is the multiplier. That's what he was trying to tell me from the previous problem. What's the multiplier in this one? 2. Okay, and then if the multiplier is 2, what would term 0 be? What? Yeah, almost negative 1/2. Can you guys see that it would be negative? Okay. All right. So the explicit on this is a little different. It's T of n equals T0 times R to the n. We'll find the 10th term. In case of the Mondays, I guess I need this for that too. Okay. Next question. What's the difference between the recursive for these? There's only one thing. Yes, you need the multiplier. Excellent job. Okay, so let's go back up to this one. Just not cheat. Use our previous information. So you start with the first term. Which is -1 in this problem. And then the only difference is that it's a multiplier on the end instead of adding or subtracting. Okay. Last thing for sequences, and we can put this away for the day, is -4/80th term of the sequence. Okay, and in this one, I told you guys, all you do is just keep going. So -8, what would be the next number? -16, we have mental math superstar. What's next? Then 28. Okay, now it's getting harder. It's not harder for him. $5.12. You know, you really got something very impressive in your brain. Okay, now answer the question. Is negative 480 a term of the sequence?
No.
No.
Unfortunately.
Nope, because it comes right here. All right, everybody pause. And get your quiz 2 review out. I'm gonna ask you very kindly at this moment to please put your Chromebooks away until later. Please and thank you. Like away, like down off of the desk, please. And thank you. Okay, now find the quiz 2 review. Okay. What questions do you have for me? So this was supposed to be the weekend homework. Roxy, go ahead. Okay. So on number 4, you have to get them to be y equals first before you start. So take this top one and then undo the x. Does that make sense? Okay, and then you have to do it on this one also. You have to add 3 to both sides. Do you see what I mean, honey? Okay. And then what do you notice about the 2 equations here? Okay, true, but yeah. Okay. They're the same equation. It's almost like you guys met before class. We're like, how could I make Mrs. Talbot's day by asking a question? And that's one of them. So on our quiz tomorrow, you have to interpret the solution to a graph. And these are the 3 that we're talking about here. They can either cross and have a point of intersection. They could be parallel and have no solution, or they could be infinite solutions and have the same line. Which one are we talking about in number 4? Yeah, so you're really just gonna have a graph of one line. Yes. So if you feel like you did something wrong because there's only one line there, you didn't. It's just that they're the same line. Jules, any? 10? Okay. Oh, right, number 10. Okay, now this is a weird question. Not actually a weird question. I have 2 questions for you. The first one's not weird. Number 10. Equal values, substitution, or elimination method. Yeah, lined up x's and y's, elimination method. Okay, now this is a weird question. Is this a level 1, 2, 3, or 4 elimination problem? It's a 2. It's a 2. Okay, that's not something I'm ever going to test you on. I'm just trying to remind you guys that you can't add them together because these are not opposites. So how do we fix it? We multiply one of the equations by -1. Okay, so now we have negative 9x minus 4y equals 29. And then on the bottom one, we change all of the signs. So we have positive 4x plus 4y equals negative 24. And Jules, when I looked at your paper, I think you did the negative on the front too, but not the third one. Okay, and now I have a level 1 problem where I can just add them together. What letter will eliminate? Y. Excellent. Okay, so I have negative 5x equals 5. There you go. Now you got that coming out evenly like you wanted it to. And then can I trust you to plug it back in and get Y just fine? You know what to do though. Okay. Next question. No. No, well, I could go over how to start that. What? You mean for this? So you plug that in for X in either one of them? So, do you want me to set it up for you? Okay, so which equation do you like better, the top one or the bottom one? Let's let Jules answer. Bottom, okay, so -4 times X, so X is now -1. I have to write the problem down correctly for it to work. Minus 4y equals 24. Okay, and then you multiply that. And then you solve for y. Bernard, does that make sense? Okay, now do you want to talk about 11 and 12, like what to multiply by? Because those are fair questions. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. That's fair, that's fair. Okay, so number 11. Here's my question. Does 6 go evenly into 10? No. Does 9 go evenly into 18? Yes. How many times? 2. So you want to multiply the top equation by 2. I'm going to let you go on that. Okay, number 12. Does 6 go into 7 evenly? No. Does 3 go into 4 evenly? No. That makes this one a level 4 problem, which we're going to do more of today. So for me, what I would do, I would multiply the top by 3 and the bottom by 4. I think we talked about that before we left on Friday, did we not? Okay. Okay, so now let's scooch down to these two. I'll help you guys set up the equations and then you can get them solved. Emily and Castell, that's an interesting name, each improved their yards by planting daylilies and ivy. They bought their supplies from the same store. Emily spent $110 on 10 daylilies and 8 pots of ivy. Okay, so I'm going to start with there. Is it okay with you guys if I use D for daylilies and 8 for ivy, or I for ivy? Okay, so let's translate. 110 equals 10 daylilies and 8 ivy. Does anyone feel confident that they could give me the second equation based on these 3 numbers? Landon? Yes. Yes, but hurry, please. Okay. Literally. Okay, so equal values, substitution or elimination in this problem. Elimination, right. And it's not X's and Y's, but the letters are lined up. And then what level type of problem is this? 2, right. Great job. And that's because you can't add them because you'd get 20D. Yes, honey. Does not matter. And it also does not matter which equation you multiply by -1. You'll get the same answer in the end. Excellent question. Okay, I'm going to let you guys come back to that in a little bit. Let me show you our agenda for today. Okay. We're going to work on elimination level 4, which is where we multiply both equations. And then we're going to work on interpreting the types of solutions because you guys have a quiz tomorrow. There's 3 questions on it. One of them is substitution method. One of them is elimination method, and I promise you it's not level 4. And one of them is interpreting the type of solution, which is that thing back there, which is like That it's, well,
Did
it's,
it call you to map it?
no,
Okay.
it's kind of like the Kahoot we did where you have to say, look at the graph and say, anyway, hold on. We're gonna work on it. Okay. Your homework is to finish your check quiz 2 review and problems 106 to 111, skip 109. And here is my daily joke. Toasters for math people. Jules, do you like my joke? Do you like it? You smiled. I'll take the smile. I told you it was about toasters. All right, guys. Let's start with this spicy level 4. Move your packet aside and get out your notebook, please. All kinds of sicknesses going around. Yeah, I know. It's like too quiet. Okay. So I see this problem is elimination. Do you see why this one is elimination? Yep, X's and Y's lined up. I heard it. Beautiful. Okay. Does 4 go into 9? No. Does 3 go into 4? No. That makes this one a level 4 problem, which is the hardest that they would possibly get. Okay. Now I like to turn my attention to whatever letter has opposite signs at that point because I want my problems to have opposite signs. So for me, I would multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by 3. I want to tell you there are multiple ways to do this problem, and I'm trying to give you the way that it has the smallest numbers in it. But that doesn't mean that you can't do this a different way. Does anyone have any other idea of a way you could do this problem? Yeah, okay, so the front ones, Landon, is that what you're saying?
Multiply by 4 and 9.
4 and 9 instead of 4 and 3. Okay, now on that case, for Landon's idea, I would do one of them negative, but that's just me. Okay, so let's make sure we distribute all the way across. 16x plus 12y equals 40. 27x minus 12y equals 3. Yeesh, these numbers are not great. Okay, what letter eliminates? Excellent. Where's my mental math specialists? 643? That's excellent news. I was starting to get nervous that those 43s were weird, but I know. Starting to be worried. Okay. Now, which equation do you guys like better? The top one or the bottom one? Wow. Okay. There's a lot of mixed reviews. I'm going to go with the top. But you can do whatever you want. Okay, final answer is
One.
1, 2. Okay, and just to practice for our quiz, what type of problem do I have here? 1, 2, or 3? This one, right? We actually got the coordinate. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this all period. It's gonna give me my set. Any questions about number 101? Yes, honey? Oh, okay. So, excellent question. So, do you see why I picked the Y's, first of all? I picked them because one of them was positive and one of them was negative. Okay, and then I said, like, kind of like least common denominator, I want to make them both into the same number. And they both go into 12. So I multiplied the top by 4 to get 12 and the bottom by 3 to get 12. Excellent, excellent question. That is like perfect question. Okay. 102. What type of problem do you think 102 is? Are you guys okay over there? Okay. All right, you guys. So this is going to be our productive struggle moment of the day. I'm going to read this. I want you to work in your groups for 2 minutes to try to figure out the two equations, and then I'll put up the answer. The art club at school is painting a mural using their school colors. Blue paint comes in a 5-ounce container costing $2 per container. The containers of silver paint hold 2 ounces and cost $3 per container. The art club spent $56 and a total of 74 ounces of paint. How many containers of blue paint and how many containers of silver paint did the art club buy? Okay, I'll help you with the first step. What letter do you want to pick for blue? B. And what letter do you want to pick for silver? That's okay. I'm going to give you a tiny. Start your first equation with just money. Okay, now I'm going to stop talking and I want you guys to talk to each other. Please, here into your table group, talk. Try to come up with the two equations. Yes. You guys are gonna have to talk to each other. Five plus two. One, B. Right. I see we're all in varying states of completion here, but I think this is probably the hardest thing we do. No, oh no. Okay. So my first equation is going to be about money, and the blue paint is $2, isn't it? And then how much is the silver paint? $3. And then how much is the total money? Okay, so top equation is going to be money, bottom equation is going to be ounces. Okay, how many ounces are in the blue paint? Excellent. Okay, would anybody be willing to admit that they tried to put the 2 and the 5 in the same equation because they were in the same sentence?
Yeah.
That's very common mistake. Okay, how much was or how many ounces was in the silver? 74? Okay, that's the one number I remember. Okay. Let's talk about strategy. First, is that, yes, and George, are you reading my brain up?
One thing we did when we were trying to single out the X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing that?
No, we're gonna do elimination.
Hmm.
Okay, now B and S, we're just gonna pretend that that's like X and Y and they're lined up. And 2 does not go into 5 nicely. 2 does not go into 3 nicely. Okay, now also, there's no opposite signs here. This is unfortunate. Jules, you have an idea? Jalen, you have an idea? -1? Well, I do have to do that, but I have to do more than that. Jules?
Multiply both, so the first one multiply, like one will multiply by three, and the top will multiply by two. And then one of them is negative.
Yep. Okay. Okay, write that for a second. And then let's see what that tells us. Like, why would that be a good strategy? Because right here, I would have -6s. And here I would have +6s, and that would eliminate. Now, what else would work? That's not the only strategy that works. Titus?
Multiply top equation by.
Perfect. Or you can multiply the top equation by +5 and the bottom by -2. Anywhere that gets you opposites. -112. Where's my mental math specialist? I got 222. No? It's 3 times 74. Thank you. Okay, which equation do you like better? I like the top one, personally. Same? Final answer, guys? And which of the situations do I have back here? I want to interpret it graphically. Do I have point of intersection, no solution, parallel lines, or infinite solutions, same line? Yeah, point of intersection at 10, 12. Okay. All right, are you guys ready for weird answer time? Can you guys have a seat, please? What?
You said you were mixing them in good.
Mixing what?
We went to.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I thought you were talking about equal values. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my fault. Okay. 103. Here we go. We're gonna go, it's gonna turn strange. Yes. That's fine. It's fine. We're prepared for it because we need to know we've only done that point of intersection ones all day. And I keep walking back over there and it keeps being the same answer. All right, strategy. Anyone feel confident in the strategy for this one like this?
They're all multiple by 2,
Beautiful.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's not really a whatever, but he likes to subtract. So. Okay, like I said, it's going to get strange quickly here. What eliminates? Everything. Okay, so kinda, those eliminate, and I got 0 equals negative 28. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to pause and access some prior knowledge from just plain old solving equations. When you get to the end, and everything is canceled out, and you've got two numbers that don't equal each other. You already know, he's ahead of me. There's no case of the Mondays over here. Okay, they do not equal each other. On a regular equation, that means you get no solution. Okay. This is what I was talking about for the quiz, like interpreting the solution graphically. So we know from solving equations, this is no solution. And if I were to ask you on the quiz tomorrow to interpret that graphically. I mean parallel. The lines are parallel. Do you guys remember when we did that Kahoot and it said, what is it like when you have the same slope but different y-intercepts? That's this here. Okay. Make sure to write this. That shows understanding of what you're doing. What do you think the next one's going to be? I know. They were doing elimination all day. Okay, take a look at the front board. What's the best method here? Okay, we need to go back one step. Okay, what I meant was equal values, substitution, or elimination. Equal values is they're both equal to y. Substitution is one of them is equal to y. Substitution. Because the top one's equal to y and the bottom one's not. Why do you think it's important for me to do one of these? They might have substitution on our quiz tomorrow. Okay, so now I have 2. The y is going to get substituted. Okay, here's a fun question. What's 2 times 5 over 2? Mm-hmm. Okay, -4 equals 8. Point of intersection, no solution or infinite solutions. Okay, let me ask you this. Do those numbers equal each other? No. And what does that mean graphically? Leave it and let you move. Spelling parallel is not required for the test. You just put something that looks like parallel and I'll get it. Not spelling class. When you get your post-it, put your name on it. Okay, now, which method should we use for this? Substitution again? So I have 10x minus 4. Y is substituted for what's in the box. Here's another fun question. What's negative 4 times 5 over 2? Okay, now they actually equaled each other this time. Yes, okay. Now what, yes, Jill? No. These are weird ones. They're not really supposed to cancel out. Okay, now take a look at the backboard. What does that mean? Yeah. Okay, now this is going to be very, very quick. The last thing. And then I'm going to ask you to draw me a picture on your post-it as our closure activity for the day, just to make sure that you can interpret something graphically. That's going to be our practice for the quiz. So hold on to your post-it. I'm excited about it. The picture is not going to be the sheep or chicken. Okay, this last little bit is very, very quick. And it's going to be very visual. You done with this? Keep your stuff aside, get me your post-it. Be prepared to hand me your post-it as you walk out. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. I'm going to give you this system. Don't write it down. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. I want you to interpret the solution graphically by drawing me a little picture of what this would look like and what your solution would be. You can draw a graph if you want to.
Where any point?
Yeah. Why would you ask that?
Wait, you can draw either a graph or solution or chart.
I want you to make me a picture like that.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, okay.
Raise your hand if you're ready. I'll come grab it. Look your names on there.
Oh.
Guys, can get your phones at 29. Oh, it's 29. Good run. Guys, those are supposed to be infinite solutions, same line. That's why the right reads are on the infinite solutions, same line. Thank you, Mrs. Scotland, for such a great morning. Oh, you're welcome. I thought so too.